My friends, we have a very big update on the Freedom Convoy and the protests going on in Canada. Horrifying moment that a man drives an SUV through the Freedom Truckers protest in Canada. 4 people were injured, with 1 person having to go to the hospital. In other news, GoFundMe is bending the knee. After massive backlash, the company has decided to automatically refund donations. Now, we're going to talk more about that, folks. There's a little movement called Operation Chargeback, which has been going on 4chan. And people have been saying, if you really want to stick it to GoFundMe, order a chargeback on your credit card, and it will cost the company money. But we'll get into that, folks. Before we do, remember to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for updates for future content, and if you like this video, please share this video with your family and friends and spread the word. And now, a word from our sponsor. Introducing Webull. Webull is a trading app where you can buy and sell cryptocurrency and stocks. Join Webull today and deposit $5, and you could get 3 free stocks worth up to $3,000. There's also a $5 bonus if you sign up to trade cryptocurrency. All you gotta do is open an account, deposit some money, and you could get $3 grand in free stocks. Join Webull today by clicking the affiliate link down below. And we're back. So let's just jump right in. A Canadian man has been criminally charged after he drove an SUV through a Freedom Truckers protest on Friday evening. Police in Winnipeg said the driver, who was not immediately named, used his Jeep Patriot to plow through the crowd. Now, as I understand it, 1 person was taken to a nearby hospital who was released, and the other people sustained only minor injuries. I think a lot of questions are on people's minds. Was this intentional? Now, I've seen the footage, and I do think that it is intentional. The truck is behind another car, appears to try to be driving around the car, and then plows right into someone. Now, I could understand hitting 1 person by accident, but this guy hit 4 people. I think it's intentional, folks. I think this is a hate crime, or, like a crime against the protesters, a crime against the movement, and I think that it was most likely intentional. Here the story says, a 42-year-old male is facing charges after driving through a group of protesters that were part of the Freedom Convoy at the legislative grounds. The Winnipeg police tweeted Saturday. 4 adult males were struck. Video of the horrific incident has since been circulating on social media, showing a group of protesters as several are struck by the Jeep. So the man is currently being arrested on 4 charges of assault, including failing to stop at the scene of an accident. I'm just glad that people were not majorly hurt. Here in this photo you can see one of the men who is hit by the car. The man nearly runs over his legs. Unbelievable, folks. In other news, the Freedom Convoy has raised $2 million on Give, Send, Go after GoFundMe removed the campaign. So a bit of good news here, folks. The Freedom Convoy and the Canadian Truckers have managed to raise $2.1 million out of a $16,000 target on the platform Go, Send, Go. So I want to read the following paragraph. Organizers said on the fundraising page, "We are a peaceful country that has helped protect nations across the globe from tyrannical governments who oppressed their people, and now it seems to be happening here." Quote, "We are taking our fight to the doorsteps of our federal government and demanding they cease all mandates against its people. Small businesses are being destroyed, homes are being destroyed, and people are being mistreated and denied fundamental necessities to survive." So this is a good thing. The campaign is currently listed under the name Freedom Convoy 2022, and the organizers say they are raising the funds for truckers protesting against vaccine mandates in Canada. So this is some good news. I'm glad they raised the money, and this will help the truckers who will need to, eat food and get water, get supplies, and have a place to sleep. Now I want to talk about Operation Chargeback. You see, on 4chan, people have basically made the suggestion that instead of accepting a refund from GoFundMe, people should order a chargeback on their credit cards, because it will cost GoFundMe money and hit them in their wallet. Here on 4chan, Anonymous says, "Let the chargebacks begin." One admin asks, "What is this? Explain." And basically they break it down here. They say that donors should dispute all charges with their credit card companies for services not rendered. The money will have to go back to the person. In the meantime, GoFundMe they'll have to pay a processing fee, and that just comes directly out of GoFundMe's wallet. But I want to read the following comment here. Anonymous says, GoFundMe committed fraud, and if enough people who were defrauded report it, GoFundMe will lose access to the payment processor middlemen like PayPal or Visa. And once that happens, GoFundMe is dead in the water. Wow. Now, as I understand it, GoFundMe basically did a complete 360 on this. Now, as I understand it, GoFundMe is in panic mode and did a complete 360, saying that they're going to refund people automatically and that people don't actually have to fill out a refund form and that they're not going to redistribute the funds. They're obviously shaking in their boots after many people called for fraud investigations, including Ron DeSantis, who said that he would be investigating GoFundMe for fraud because they were going to basically steal more than $8 million. I believe Ted Cruz also came out and said stuff about it, but there you go. Now get this, folks. When I saw this headline and this other story, I absolutely laughed. Here on the BBC, Ottawa has declared a state of emergency because of the spooky Freedom Convoy protest. Here the story says, the mayor of Canada's capital in Ottawa has declared a state of emergency in response to more than a week of truckers' protests against COVID restrictions. The mayor, Jim Watson, said the city was completely out of control, with demonstrators outnumbering police. He said that the protests posed a threat to the safety and security of residents. Baloney! So he's basically complaining that the truckers and protesters have been honking their horns, leading many to lovingly refer to the protest as the Great Honkening. And it's clear that he's completely full of it. Clearly this is a peaceful protest. Honking your horn is not an attack, right? It is a form of protest. And guess what? You're hearing the message. Wow. The mayor did not give specific details on what he was going to do, but the police have said that they may start arresting people trying to aid the protesters. Give me a break, Ottawa. We're not a tyrannical government. I know. Arrest them all. Yeah, I think there's a reason that these people are protesting. Tyrannical governments. And your solution, your galaxy brain move is to arrest people. Okay, that'll just make people protest harder, baby. Once again, the Freedom Convoy is a protest against vaccine mandates and tyrannical governments who have overstepped their boundaries and become dictators. Many people have lost their jobs because of vaccine mandates, and it's causing a lot of problems for a lot of people. But I want to talk a little bit about GoFundMe. GoFundMe are massive hypocrites. Check out this story on the Daily Mail. GoFundMe doled out cash to the Capitol Hill occupied protest in Seattle, where businesses were looted, vandalized, despite freezing $8 million from the Freedom Convoy. So in the past, GoFundMe raised money for the Capitol Hill occupied protest, CHOP for short, and it was basically a big riot. There was lots of looting, there was lots of destruction. They still got their money. You literally had people taking over a city and instituting anarchy. GoFundMe literally gave money to Antifa and BLM, both groups that have a long history of violence and looting. They burned down entire cities. And yet time and time again, GoFundMe has shut down conservative campaigns. There was the Kyle Rittenhouse campaign they took down, many other campaigns, and more than once, GoFundMe has acted in a politically biased way, supporting violent groups and violent people. So you know what? I don't care if a bunch of hackers on 4chan and internet autists tell people to do a bunch of chargebacks against GoFundMe. I don't care if GoFundMe loses access to Visa. They're garbage. They're a garbage platform. No one should be using GoFundMe. And you know what? I think this story pretty much speaks for itself. GoFundMe's full of shit. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And I think that better than a refund, you could probably do that chargeback thing and cost the company money. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know by commenting down below in the comment section. As always, support the channel by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar. As this channel is currently not monetized, it is supported by viewers like you. Anyways, have a wonderful day, folks. Hope you enjoyed your weekend, and I'll see you all next time.